Hello guys! Let's continue our talk in the LTE network that we had started in the previous chapter. Today we are going to talk about the 3GPP evolution and how the networks had evolved from the 2G and 3G to the 4G networks. We will state the difference in the core and access parts in 2G, 3G and 4G networks. We will talk about the air interface in each of them. Mainly, we will state all the differences between each network and other network. Let's first start with the 2G networks. Basic GSM networks contains mobile station and radio access part, which contains the base transceiver station and the base station controller. After that, the core part, which contains both circuit switching part and packet switching part. The circuit switching may be connected to a public switching telephone network PSTN or any other network. The circuit switching network here is the one which enables the 2G GSM subscribers for making voice calls. Its main nodes of the circuit switching networks are the MSC Mobile Switching Center, Media Gateways, and HLR. All these nodes together have the responsibility of allowing any mobile subscriber to make voice calls within the network or to another network through the gateway MSC off course. As we had explained in the previous chapters, MSC server responsibility is to control and direct signaling messages between network nodes, while the media gateway responsibility is to provide media bearers between mobile subscribers to handle the traffic between them. However, HLR is a database that stores all the subscribers' profile and services attached to it. There is also a connection in the 2G networks with the packet switching core through the PCU packet control unit. The PCU function here is to convert between the rates used by GSM and the higher rates of the packet switching network. It allows data transfer to the packet switching network to enable the interconnection with other external networks like Internet. Regarding the air interface in the GSM, it depends on combination between TDMA and FDMA, which means discriminating between users in terms of frequency and time, where each frequency will be divided into 8 time slots. So, in the air interface, each user will make his call through one time slot of this. Basic GSM networks doesn't have packet switching networks, but in the enhanced GSM, which is the GPRS, there exists packet switching connection with it, but the packet data rate is very low, around 50 kilobit per second. And then GPRS evolved to be enhanced GPRS or eGPRS, so the data rate became 150 kilobit per second. Of course, all the data rates that I am talking about passes through the packet switching network, through the packet control unit here that is attached to the base station controller. And then, final enhancement in the 2G networks is the edge, where data rates reaches 1 megabits per second. In the access part, we will find here the base station controller attached to it, the packet control unit, where the base station controller will allow the subscribers attached to the 2G networks to make voice calls through the CS network, maybe voice calls, maybe SMS, and many other applications. However, the packet control unit will allow the packet data transfer from the mobile station to the external data network like Internet. This is all about the 2G networks. Now let's start talking about the 3G networks. 3G stands for UMTS, which is Universal Mobile Telecommunication System. If you compare what exists in the 2G and what is in the 3G network, we will find many differences. The first difference in the 3G network is in the radio single control element, which is the RNC. RNC in 3G replaces the base station controller and PCU in the 2G networks. RNC can handle both voice calls through the circuit switching network and data traffic through the packet switching network. And regarding the core network here, it is the same as the core in the 2G network, same circuit switching and same packet switching network. RNC is the node element which deals with both circuit switching and packet switching core networks. The second difference between the 3G networks and the 2G networks is in the air interface technology. The 3G networks use the wideband CDMA technology, which provides higher data rates than that compared to the 2G networks. As the 2G networks, as we said before, uses the FDMA-TDMA technology. Of course, wideband CDMA provides the 3G networks higher data rates as it depends on the orthogonal codes. So in the normal UMTS without enhancement, the data rates are 400 kilobit per second, which is much higher than what exists in the GPRS and enhanced GPRS. However, it is less than the data rates of the Edge network. While the enhanced 3G network, which is the HSBA, the data rates in it reaches 10 megabits per second. It's a big number, of course. In the more enhanced 3G, the HSBPA Plus provides data rates around 40 megabit per second. Of course, this is a fantastic number compared to what exists in all the 2G networks. So the main difference here between the 2G and 3G networks is in the air interface technology and in the single radio controller. However, both of them have the same upper layer applications, like call control, data sessions, SMS, mobility management. This is all about the 3G networks. Now let's talk about the 4G networks, which is the main part of our chapter. LTE stands for long-term evolution. If we compare the 4G network with 3G and 2G networks, we will see that the mobile station is connected to the access network, which is the E node B, so the first difference here is the E node B. The E node B replaced node B and RNC in the UMTS networks, where it makes the function of these two nodes together. And also it makes the function of the BTS, VSA, and PCU in 2G networks. So this node is more advanced than the other access nodes in the 2G and 3G networks. Also, there is a big difference in the core of the 4G networks. You will see that there is a new core here, which is the EPC, Evolved Packet Core. Unlike the core in the 2G and 3G networks, which was circuit switching for voice calls and packet switching for data sessions. The EPC in 4G is used only for data sessions. The main node here in the EPC is the MME and the PDN and the S gateway, which is completely different than the packet core in the 3G and 2G networks. The third difference here is in the air interface technology, where the LTE uses the OFDM orthogonal frequency division multiple access that provides very high data rates. As you can see, the data rates in the LTE network is around 100 megabit per second. However, the LTE Advance, which is more enhanced than the normal LTE, its data rate is plus 1 gigabit per second. So this is a major transfer in the data rates. If you focus on this image, you will find that the 4G networks is not connected to the CS network. No CS core here, so accordingly the 4G networks alone cannot support any voice calls, text or SMS services. It must be able to make a CS fallback, which is the CS circuit switching fallback to the 3G or the 2G networks, to make voice call or connect it to another network, which is the IMS IP multimedia system. IMS is also known as Voice over LTE, which allows the users or the subscribers attached to the 4G network to make voice calls normally over it. This is the fourth difference between the 4G, 3G and 2G networks. Again, the differences are in the access network. Here we use the E node B, which replaces the RNC and node B in the 3G, and PCU, BSA and BTS in the 2G networks. Also in the air interface technique, we use OFMA instead of wideband CDMA or FDMA-TDMA in the 2G networks. Also, the core is totally different than the core in the 2G or the 3G networks. Also, there is no connection with the CS core, accordingly no voice calls or SMS can be handled through the 4G networks except if we make it able to make a CS fallback to the 2G and 3G networks, or attach it to another IMS IP multimedia service network. This is the differences and similarities between 4G and other networks. So now we had compared what exists in the 2G, 3G and 4G networks. By the way, I forget to mention that 4G networks is an IP network dependent. All the protocols, the communication between network nodes and each others are IP protocols, designed according to the 3GPP standards. By reaching this point, we have completed the 3GPP evolution. See you in the next video continuing the LTE chapter.